Stop everything! Filing for an EB2 National Interest Waiver, NIW, is an incredible opportunity to fast-track your green card without needing employer sponsorship. But here's the catch. Making mistakes during the application process can lead to delays, rejections, or even wasted time and money. Let's break down the biggest mistakes people make and how to avoid them. Let's go. Part 1. Mistake. Number 1. Confusing EB2 NIW with EB1A. One of the most common mistakes is mixing up the EB2 NIW with the EB1A green card pathway. While both are employment-based categories, they have different requirements. EB1A focuses on extraordinary ability in fields like arts, sciences, or athletics. Think Nobel Prize winners or Olympic athletes. EB2 NIW requires exceptional ability or an advanced degree, but it's less about being world famous and more about proving your work benefits the U.S. national interest. How to avoid it. Understand the eligibility criteria for EB2 NIW and focus on proving your qualifications meet the exceptional ability standard, not the extraordinary ability standard. Part 2. Mistake number 2. Insufficient evidence. USCIS officers won't just take your word for it. You need solid evidence to back up your claims. Many applicants fail to provide enough documentation to prove their qualifications or the national interest of their work. What you need: letters of recommendation, peer-reviewed publications, awards, employment offers, and a detailed personal statement outlining your future plans. Why it matters. Without strong evidence, your application could be rejected for failing to meet the requirements. How to avoid it. Include comprehensive exhibits that support every claim in your petition. Think of it as building a case. Every piece of evidence strengthens your argument. Part 3. Mistake number 3. Weak national interest argument. The EB2 NIW hinges on proving that your work benefits the U.S. national interest. A vague or poorly articulated argument can sink your application. What USCIS looks for. How your work impacts the U.S. economy, healthcare, education, or other critical areas. Common pitfall. Overemphasizing personal achievements without connecting them to broader national benefits. How to avoid it. Craft a compelling narrative in your petition cover letter that clearly explains how your work aligns with U.S. priorities. Use data, examples, and expert opinions to strengthen your case. Part 4. Mistake number 4. Using outdated forms. USCIS regularly updates its forms, and submitting outdated versions is a surefire way to get your application rejected. What happens if your forms are outdated or missing signatures? USCIS will return your application without processing it. How to avoid it. Always download the latest forms directly from the USCIS website and double-check for required signatures. Part 5. Mistake number 5. Poor presentation. Your petition cover letter is the centerpiece of your application. It's where you tell your story and convince USCIS that you meet the requirements. A poorly written or disorganized letter can hurt your chances. What to include? A clear explanation of your qualifications, evidence supporting your claims, and a strong argument for the national interest waiver. How to avoid it? Work with an immigration attorney or expert to ensure your cover letter is professional, persuasive, and well organized. Request for evidence, RFE, and mistakes after filing. Expanded. When it comes to the EB2 NIW process, receiving a request for evidence, RFE, or making post-filing mistakes can derail your progress. But fear not. These situations are manageable if approached correctly. Let's break them down and ensure you're prepared for anything. Request for evidence, RFE. What it is and how to handle it. An RFE is USCIS's way of saying, We need more information before we can make a decision on your case. It's not a denial, but it's a sign that something in your application needs clarification or additional proof. Here's how to tackle it. Common reasons for RFEs in EB2 NIW cases. Insufficient evidence of exceptional ability. USCIS may ask for more documents to prove that your expertise is significantly above others in your field. Weak national interest argument. Your petition might not clearly demonstrate how waiving the job offer benefits the U.S. as a whole. Documentation issues. Missing, outdated, or improperly translated documents can trigger an RFE. Unclear job creation or economic impact. For some NIW cases, USCIS may question the scope of your work's impact on the national interest. How to respond to an RFE. Understand the RFE. Read the notice carefully to identify the specific areas USCIS is questioning. They'll clearly outline what additional evidence they need. Provide strong evidence. Address every point raised in the RFE with clear, detailed, and organized evidence. Examples include letters of recommendation from recognized experts in your field. Additional documentation, like publications, awards, or employment records, data or reports that quantify the national interest impact of your work. Keep it organized. Your response should be professional, well-organized, and easy to navigate. Include a cover letter that explains how you've addressed each request. Submit on time. USCIS provides a strict deadline for RFE responses, usually 87 days. Missing this deadline could lead to denial. Pro tip: an immigration attorney can guide you through crafting a strong RFE response, ensuring your case is as airtight as possible. Mistakes after filing. How to avoid common pitfalls. Once you've submitted your EB2 NIW petition, it's tempting to sit back and relax. But the post-filing period is just as critical as the initial application. Here are some common mistakes and how to steer clear of them. 1. Ignoring USCIS updates. Why it's a problem. USCIS may send notices or requests, like RFEs, that require timely responses. If you miss these communications, your case could be denied. How to avoid it. Regularly check your USCIS case status online and ensure the address USCIS has on file is up to date. 2. Traveling without considering application status. Why it's a problem. Traveling abroad while your EB2 NIW application is pending can complicate your case, especially if you don't have advanced parole or are in the middle of adjustment of status proceedings. How to avoid it. Consult an immigration attorney before making any travel plans and confirm whether you need advanced parole. 3. Submitting incomplete or late RFE responses. Why it's a problem. Failure to fully address USCIS requests or meet deadlines can lead to an outright denial. How to avoid it. Treat RFEs as a priority. Gather evidence promptly and submit your response ahead of the deadline. 4. Moving without updating your address. Why it's a problem. If you move and don't update USCIS, you could miss critical notices or requests. How to avoid it. File Form AR11, change of address, with USCIS immediately after moving. You can do this online. 5. Failing to maintain legal status. Why it's a problem. If you're in the U.S. on a temporary visa while your EB2 NIW is pending, you must maintain your current status until your petition is approved. Falling out of status could jeopardize your application. How to avoid it? Renew your current visa or explore extensions to ensure you remain in valid status throughout the process. 6. Assuming silence is good news. Why it's a problem. Long periods of no updates don't necessarily mean your case is progressing smoothly. Delays are common, but shouldn't be ignored. How to avoid it. follow up with USCIS or consult your attorney if there's been no movement on your case for an extended period. So, what's the takeaway? Filing for an EB2 NIW is a golden opportunity, but avoiding these common mistakes is crucial to your success. By understanding the requirements, gathering strong evidence, and presenting a compelling case, you'll be one step closer to securing your green card. Ready to make it happen? Let's go!
Thanks for watching. We hope you found this video helpful as you prepare for your move to the United States. If you found value in the information and advice provided, please consider supporting the podcast on Patreon. Your donations will allow us to continue creating new episodes and videos to help even more people with their relocation to America. Just visit patreon.com/movingtotheus to sign up. Until next time, best of luck with your move.